Welcome in to Beat the Bookie. It's Drew Albaugh, your aficionado today on the books, and I'm wearing a tie because it's time to change the trend. I'm going to be a little bit more professional today, as you should be with your money, and we're going to win a lot of it. But before we do, let's go to someone who didn't win as much money. Our good friend Luke Burgess, minus $62. I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff if you flip that around there, Luke. But a lot of red, your biggest loss, for $15. It's a few big losses. Boston U, Ohio State, and UNC, all men's lacrosse. We're going to be talking to men's lacrosse today as well. And the lock of the week, not so much of a lock. You better find the keys to unlock that one, because minus $15 on Michigan basketball doesn't work out. Luke Burgess, now 1-7 on the record. All right, from Luke, who lost a lot of money, to the rest of our hosts, who also lost a lot of money mostly, but Luke still all the way down at the bottom. It was an abnormally bad day on Beat the Bookie last week. And at the top, it's still the main man, Griffin Marcy, who kicked off the year with a $37 profit. Since then, it's been a lot of negative. I'm going to turn that thing around. That's how they beat the bookie, but now it's time to beat the bookie.
Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money! Show me the money!
Undoubtedly my favorite intro here at CitrusTV. All right, to kick us off, let's go to the world of lacrosse, which on a national landscape is, quite frankly, an overlooked sport. Not many people know the intricacies of lax, but hey, I could care less. All that I could care about is the chance to make some money. And if you know what you're talking about, which I guess is in the eye of the beholder, lacrosse provides the perfect opportunity to make some bread. Let's start with our games of the week. First up, number 2 Richmond taking on number 13 Georgetown. The Hoyas are spotted a pair of goals at minus 120. And in this matchup, that's enough for me to roll with Georgetown. Sure, the Hoyas have lost back-to-back, but that slide comes to top 10 squads Notre Dame and Ohio State. On the other hand, Richmond just beat then number 5 Cornell in a gritty 9-8 win, but I mean, that one felt more like a Big Red offensive disaster class than a Spiders defensive clinic. Georgetown loves these low-scoring affairs, and the more the Hoyas can make it a trench warfare, low-scoring game, the more I like Georgetown to stay within 2. Richmond most likely will escape with a win, but not before the Hoyas weave out of the web and keep it a close contest. Give me Georgetown spread at +2 and put $10 on it while you're at it. In our second game of the week, top-ranked Notre Dame, yep, the Fighting Irish are officially back on top. Sorry to break it to you, everybody, are 2.5-point favorites against number 6 Ohio State on the road. And I want to put $10 on the Fighting Irish. ND has won 3 of the last 4 over OSU and took last year's matchup by, get this, 9 goals. This time around, the Buckeyes on paper are more talented than last year's squad. But I think the OSU train is a little overhyped right now. Ohio State is 6-0, sure, but its only quality win was a grudge match over Georgetown last week. This time around, the Buckeyes won't escape with a victory. Notre Dame is the most physical team in the country, and a week after a draining win over Georgetown, I don't think the Buckeyes have the will to grind this one out or keep it close. Attackman Brock Behrman averages 4 points a game, and he should create problems around the crease and behind the cage all game long. Mix that with a Fighting Irish squad that forces almost 12 turnovers per game, the best mark in the ACC, and this smells like a mistake-filled game for Ohio State. I love Notre Dame at -2.5 for $10. Into our last game of the week, number 3 Princeton takes on number 15 Rutgers, and let's not get things twisted. The Tigers, a much more rounded unit. Just how much though? Well, the Scarlet Knights are getting spotted 6 goals. Seems like a steep margin, but this line gives me the vibe that Vegas knows it's going to be a blowout. They're trying to scare bettors away from Princeton, one of the best teams in the country. But not me. I'm not scared. Give me the Tigers at -6 for $10. I had a chance to watch Princeton dismantle then number 6 Syracuse last weekend, and wow. Let me tell you, any offense should stay as far away from the Tigers defense as the Grinch on Christmas. Plus, this one is at Princeton, which, by the way, if you have a chance to head to the campus, go. The most beautiful campus I've ever stepped foot on. I mean, that place felt like harmless. Regardless, Princeton allows just 10 goals a game through its first 4 contests of the season. All 4 opponents ranked, by the way. Plus, the Tigers just beat then number 1 North Carolina and number 6 Syracuse in the same weekend. Give me Princeton to cover the spread and blow out Rutgers. All right, that's what I picked. But how about what our guys back in studio picked this C-suite? You see me with the shoe on the head, and then you got Griffin and Zach. Overall, I'm 7-10. I got Georgetown C-suite going with Richmond, Notre Dame, OSU, and I got Princeton. They got Rutgers. So someone's gonna have a big week, someone's not, and I think it's gonna be me. Fade the C-suite because Drew Albaugh is gonna take it all the way. 7-10. The C-suite is gonna go down this week, even though they're going to have to make all these accoutrements to accompany this big show. Well, they don't know how to bet like I do here at the desk. All right, now it's time to grab the key, throw it away, because it's our lock of the week. Dartmouth is 1.5 goal underdogs to Utah in lacrosse, and I'm going to go with who else then? I don't know. The best team, or one of the best teams from the best conference in the country, the Ivy League, put 20 bucks on it. The Big Green have won 3 straight. But to be honest, that's not the reason I'm taking Dartmouth here. Time in and time out, the Ivy League has proved why it is the best. Not one of the best, the best conference. On the other hand, the ASUN, really, Utah? Plus, the Utes are much too close to the West Coast, which, by the way, is the best coast, but not for lacrosse. Everything screams Dartmouth to take this one or lose by just the 1 goal. Let's switch things up from the turf to the octagon. How about some UFC action? Charles Oliveira sits at plus 175 against Max Holloway, and I'm going to go with the 36-year-old Oliveira with the odds. He holds the record for the most finishes and submissions in UFC history, and although some think he's over the hill, I think Oliveira has at least one more career-defining win. The Brazilian is an aggressive grappler who loves to get to the ground. Holloway, on the other hand, thrives on his feet. The classic striker versus grappler matchup. It's what we have on our hands, and I always think that favors the latter. One mistake from Holloway, just one, and if Oliveira can bring this fight down, this could get ugly fast for Holloway. I love Oliveira to give me one last old dog underdog win at plus 175. We've been ramping up here on the bookie, and it's really getting spicy now. It's time for my future. And we're switching it over to the diamond, but not yet MLB. It's World Baseball Classic season, and I'm taking the Dominican Republic to flat out win the whole thing at plus 450. And usually I got some smart, quippy remark to back up my pick, but this time around, all I need to justify the DR is its lineup. Get this. Leading off, Fernando Tatis Jr., pretty good. Then we got Marte, Juan Soto, and Vlad Guerrero Jr., the first 4. Manny Machado at the hot corner batting 5th. Caminero, designated hitter. My guy, Julio Rodriguez, batting 7th. Then you got Austin Wells and Perdomo in the 8 and the 9 hole. I mean, do I even have to say anything else? Wait, I do? Sandy Alcantara and Christopher Sanchez and Luis Severino highlight the pitching staff. Scary stuff. Give me the Dominican Republic at plus 450 to blow the doors off both the U.S. and also Japan. All right, that's all I got for now. The future so far, it's been a mixed bag to say the least. Griffin started off the year, the Rams to beat the Pats in the Super Bowl. That went minus $10. Max also couldn't get it done. All of the other ones still to be determined. On my show back in the fall, I picked the Spurs to make the NBA Finals. That's one's still up in the air. I still think that's going to happen as well. So we'll have to see what happens. Nate, by the way, backing me up. DR to win the World Baseball Classic. So this is the second Beat the Bookie host to go on that train. I think it's going to happen, folks. We're going to have to see how it goes. All right, now it's time for my parlay. And we are going to head back to the lacrosse field. First, give me Notre Dame money line. I already went through why, but the Fighting Irish are going to walk all over the Ohio State University. I understand, it's minus 280, the money line, but sometimes you just got to go nice and easy. I'm going to stick with nice and easy with the Ivy League gravy train. Give me a little toot toot. I'm going to pick Yale over Fairfield. another one, nice and easy, minus 270, the Yale money line. And finally, I'm going to stick with the cool kids of the Ivy League. How you like them apples? Harvard is going to take it over Michigan, a money line minus 500. 3 lays, nice and easy, minus 280, minus 270, and minus 500 for Notre Dame, Yale, and of course Harvard. $20 is going to win right around 26 bucks. Sometimes it's the easy parlays that you want to roll with. I mean, look at this. This is just bound to hit, as are all of my picks, and it's time to go through all of the picks this week, and it starts with Richmond and Georgetown. I'm putting $10 on the Hoyas, +2 to kind of just weave out of the web that Richmond's going to lay down and at least cover the spread. $10 in the second game of the week, Notre Dame, Ohio State. I've been beating it like a dead horse. They're going to take them nice and easy. Princeton and Rutgers. The Princeton Tigers, too good. -6 over Rutgers. Give me the Princeton spread. $20 on Dartmouth, +1.5 at Utah. That's my lock of the week. Moving on, Charles Oliveira, +175. The old dog, a 36-year-old, going to get it done over the 34-year-old Max Holloway. Moving things on, Dominican Republic to win the World Baseball Classic. My futures at +450. Those odds, guys, are going to go down, trust me. So get it while you can, while the iron is hot, as they say. And $20 on Notre Dame, -280 at Ohio State. Yale over Fairfield, Harvard over Michigan. That's my 3-leg parlay, and you're going to win a ton of money here on Beat the Bookie. If you don't listen to my picks, well, you're going to wish you did. It's been Beat the Bookie. Drew Albaugh saying so long, and follow my lead. Stay in the green, everybody.